While it's been a couple weeks since we had any new information about Harry Potter Wizards Unite, Niantic has been in the news a lot lately. A lot of what they've been in the news for has been the potential future of what augmented reality games on your mobile device is going to look like. While I think all of this technology is absolutely amazing, I am super excited about the future of augmented reality as it pertains to not just mobile games, but day-to-day life. I think a lot of these technologies are too new and too expensive to be implemented into a game that I really believe is nearing the end of completion, and therefore new technology is not able to have software coded into it to accommodate all the new things that seem to be happening on the daily. Combined with that, the big deal this weekend was Niantic releasing Codename Neon, which is the laser tag game that you've seen plenty of videos by now, I'm sure, to the general public to try. And from all accounts, it's absolutely amazing. It's better than advertised. The problem is it kind of needs 5G in order to work. And if we think about the mobile phone, A, the carriers, B, the systems, in the US, I don't even think 5G mobile is a thing yet. It'll be implemented in larger cities over the course of this year, supposedly, but it's not a done deal. On top of that, as of right now, Apple isn't even projected to have a phone that is capable of 5G communications until 2020. If you have a product that is going to exclude the Apple marketplace, you're really doing yourself a disservice as far as releasing a game and having it being a huge success. And make no doubt, Harry Potter Wizards Unite is the most anticipated mobile game of 2019. It had better be a huge success. But this video isn't going to be about the rumors, the speculations, one of the many different rabbit holes that you can go down as far as, well, what does this mean? I'm gonna read into this. Actually, I kind of want to take a step back and I want to look at the bigger picture of what we know so far. You don't have to have a degree in cinematography or filmmaking in order to know what an establishing shot is. While you may not know what the term establishing shot is, you definitely know what the concept is. Say you're watching your favorite movie or your favorite TV show. When you see an opening scene and it shows the outside of a neighborhood, the outside of a building, if you see the beach, anything that tells you here is where an action is taking place, that's an establishing shot. And that's great. But what do I care what an establishing shot is when you're talking about Harry Potter Wizards Unite, which is a mobile game? Well, if we look at Harry Potter as a franchise, it's built on storytelling. And in my opinion, that is what the very first trailer that we ever saw was, an establishing shot. If you remember back, it started with the Golden Snitch flying around on closed circuit television. A witch appears, casts the immobilist spell onto the Golden Snitch, then posts a pamphlet on the wall that basically says, we're looking for witches and wizards to help stop the calamity. That is our establishing shot. It set the time. It is very realistic to think that this game, Wizards Unite, is going to take place in the modern day based off of this video. And the reason why I say that is because if we look at the witch that appeared out of nowhere, she's dressed in today's clothing. So if instead of thinking of Wizards Unite and the 3 videos that we've seen so far as 3 different teaser trailers, but rather if we break it down into, we had an establishing shot, that was the very first video, and it is separate from the 2 videos that we've seen since then, it kind of makes sense, and here's why. In the second video that we saw, which I'm actually gonna call the first teaser trailer, because in my opinion, like I said before, the opening video that we saw with the Golden Snitch, that was an establishing shot. That wasn't a teaser trailer. That was telling us, here is what the game is about. In the first teaser trailer, the riderless Nimbus, we got a lot of valuable information off of this one little video. What we gained out of this is I think we gained the information that we are going to have missions involved in this game. That would be the damage, the witness, the signed off by. That information right there, that is going to be something to do with how information is disseminated as far as what is our task within the story going to be. We also saw other key elements as far as wand traces, wand movements if you want to call them. We also saw the stamp from the registry that is a Golden Snitch. So that is going to give us information as far as here is what the task is, here's either what assigned it, who assigned it, what department it came from, but more importantly, it said this is this type of quest. Now, we didn't really know that. We could infer it or we could speculate on that, but we didn't know it until the second trailer came out 2 weeks ago. In that second trailer with the discombobulated Niffler, again, we see a lot of the very similar bits of information that we saw in the previous video, but also in the establishing shot. We have an arcade with children. The children, muggles, are dressed in modern day clothes, which continues to establish that this game is a modern day game. It's not going to be in the past and it's not going to be in the future. On top of that, we saw some very familiar bits of information. The damage report, the witness report, what it was that went wrong, and what needs to be done to resolve it. We saw the wand patterns again. Despite not knowing exactly what wand pattern that spell may be, it's still important that it was included in the second video. This time, instead of just a single stamp with a golden snitch, which, you know, it could be artifacts, it could be sporting, it could be any number of things, and to say you know what it is just kind of speculation at this point. But we got the entire registry this time. We got all 10 different registries, and with the discombobulated Niffler, a different one was marked off, a paw print of some kind. And again, I think this just all goes to storytelling. I think that at the end of the day, all these trailers, between the establishing shot trailer, the first trailer, the riderless Nimbus, the second trailer, the discombobulated Niffler, I think at the end of the day, everything that we're getting is telling us a story, and this part of the story will culminate with the release of the game. We may not have a whole lot of details now. I actually think we have a lot more details than we think we do. We just aren't able to put all the pieces of the puzzle together. But aside from gameplay, I think by the time we get to the very last of these teaser trailers, I think we could know just about everything of the story that we need to know that is going to launch us off into our career of helping stop the calamity. Now, how many more teaser trailers is that gonna take? I have no idea. I'm still sticking with my original projection of late June, early July for the launch of this game. Okay, so I want to interrupt right here and go over some extremely important news that we just received. And that is, this morning when I woke up, there's an article in the LA Times, I'll put a link down in the description below, but Warner Brothers CEO Kevin Tsujihara, I hope I'm saying that properly, has said in his interview about the future of Warner Brothers, which is pretty cool actually, quoting, "One of the things that's closest is Harry Potter Wizards Unite, which is augmented reality video game project coming out this summer from Niantic." Now, I put out a tweet that said, I'm not really into conspiracy theories, and I'm not. But if the CEO of a company that is behind the development of Harry Potter Wizards Unite says coming out this summer, I'm gonna believe that. There you go. Harry Potter Wizards Unite coming out this summer. It is basically March now. It's not gonna be much longer until we have this game on our phones. All right, back to the rest of the video. It is an outside game. It is going to be a get out and move around. And what better time to launch a game than when people are naturally taking vacations, exploring new places that they may not have been before, or that they're just flat out getting out of their normal neighborhoods. Kids aren't in school, college kids aren't in school. A lot of adults take days off to spend time with their families. The weather is typically nice for the majority of the Northern Hemisphere, and I'm gonna go ahead and, until somebody tells me different, I'm sticking with that timeline, which means if we get a trailer each month, which I don't necessarily think that we will, but if we get a trailer every month, we could be looking at 3 to 5 more trailers before we know the rest of the story. And after that, the story goes probably wherever you want it to go as the player. Warner Brothers is going to have an idea of where they want the story to go, but at the end of the day, an augmented reality game, it's going to be whatever you want it to be. But hey, these are just my thoughts, and what do I know, right? If you have different ideas, go ahead and drop them in the comments below. I'm interested to hear them. I know there are a lot of people creating content right now that are speculating on what does this mean and what does that mean. And yeah, it's fun to speculate. But often I find we as a human species like to look deeper into things for more meaning than is actually there. Sure, there may be some hints in these first 2 trailer videos that we're missing because we don't have the key to unlock that code. But at the end of the day, I really feel like the story that they're telling is right in front of us. Do you think these trailers are just to generate hype? Or do you kind of agree with me that maybe they are setting the establishing shots for the story that is to come once the game releases? That's all I've got for this one, so until next time.